If this guy was 120 pounds, he
Wait,
was.
was this a child?
No, it was a full-grown man with
Man,
facial.
are you fighting children?
Yeah.
No, that's
Let him have the ball pit, goddammit.
No, Bazinga.
Fuck you.
I think we've lost.
Sorry, that was just a reflex.
We've lost Ben, I think.
We're about to fight you now if you drop
Yeah.
that. big
Okay,
thing.
so I'm sitting there, and I've had a rough day. Once again, my entire career is on the line for a $300 piece of paper. So I'm just like, fuck this noise. I got to come home, and I watched the episode for the show tonight, but I watched it like 3 weeks ago or some shit. So I know I need to rewatch or I'm going to forget it. But I'm also hungry, and I don't want to fucking cook because fuck some turkey. And
Still eating Thanksgiving turkey? Good God, man.
well, no, that ran out this weekend. So I go get some Chick-fil-A, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to eat my Chick-fil-A in peace.
Wait a minute. So you ate Chick-fil-A despite the fact that they hate you and your kind?
Yes.
Well,
So
hoping they'll convert him.
I get my pickled hate chicken, and I'm sitting there, and I'm eating my sandwich. And while I'm eating, this family comes in and sits at the booth like directly in front of me, even though they're just like innumerable. Actually, I guess there is a number, but there were a plethora. Of open seats.
Would you say I had a plethora of gifts? Yes, F.A. Very much.
Yes, F.A.
That's so weird that came up again.
So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to eat, and I got the Chick-fil-A Deluxe and the 4-count tender meal because I am a fat bastard and I accept this about myself.
You tanda, baby.
And then so I'm eating, and while I'm eating, and while I'm trying to eat, and through the whole thing, the fucking lady like in this, it's like I'm sitting facing this way, and she's facing my way on, in the next, what do you call it?
The booth?
Yeah, the booth, John Wilkes. And so she was just the whole time, and just very, very, very loud. And it's just like, I'm dying from, and finally I've because of stress and shit that I'm going through, I've started, like when you mutter something under your breath, I've been getting louder with that to the point that people hear me. And what'd you say? So I'm doing that more often. And so when I said, Jesus, fucking blow your nose already.
Wait, her name was Jesus?
Huh?
I said, wait, her name was Jesus?
I guess. I don't know, because she responded. Because she looks up, right? And she looks offended. And her beta cuck husband was like, you can't talk to my wife like that. And I say, well, somebody should. She needs to blow her fucking nose. And that's when he stands up, and I stand up, and he's like, shoulder high, about 120 pounds. He's like, you just need to be nicer.
Ben,
you realize that
when this story started, I thought they like took food off your plate or something like that.
No.
You got mad at her for having sinus issues?
Yeah, blow your fucking nose.
But this could have went terribly for you. What if this guy was trained in like some kind of martial arts?
Oh, yeah. No, that's the thing is, like, I'm so pissed off at my life right now, the fact that I could be homeless in a month, that it's just like, come on, fucking go. Do you want to go? Let's go.
Where are we going? That sounds so unnatural coming out of your mouth. Do you want to go?
Want to go?
Here, hang on.
You want to go to the Village Inn and get some pie? Is that what you're saying?
Because it's right now. It is Wednesday. It is free pie. Now I'm doubly pissed off because I was thinking today was Tuesday because of recording, so I missed out on pie night, and I wouldn't have had the sniffling.
Do you want to go cry with me?
It's falling down, Ben.
It could be. It could be where it's just like the stress is getting
falling down.
Which is the only movie my best friend Jay from high school ever walked out of. He was just completely unimpressed with that movie. I looked at it and was like, that's my life. That's going to happen someday.
To be honest, I've never seen it. But
it's good.
It's one of those things, like it's a cultural sensation.
Yeah.
To where you know everything about it without ever having experienced it yourself. You
It's
know what
good. I mean, it's a pretty good movie.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. But no, I think I'm at the point now where I'm at Fight Club level where it's just like I want to destroy something beautiful.
Okay.
But this beta cuck husband was not beautiful. He was just
Jared Leto coming to town anytime soon?
He's just like a little hipster bitch. And I was just like, I want to hurt you. I wanted him to swing. I wanted him to hurt me. So then my internal pain would be realized. And then I could hurt him. And then the state troopers that are always having dinner there would like arrest us or something.
Is this going to be one of those Chick-fil-A commercials where you guys are sitting on that couch recounting the stories of how you became friends with the Chick-fil-A staff?
I've never seen those.
Those are good. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have to look those up after this.
No, you don't.
Okay.
They're not that good.
Yeah.
And, well, happier news. My daughter came to Thanksgiving. And then after everybody went home, she stayed over and helped me clean up and stuff.
That's nice.
But she had never watched Tombstone. And so we watched Tombstone together. And I forgot that she gets very emotionally involved with characters. Like she routinely comes to me crying because an anime character died in a show that she's watching or something, or somebody breaks up in a show. So when the Doc Holliday's at the sanatorium, I wasn't thinking about it, and then all of a sudden I hear she's laying on the couch and I'm in my recliner, and she's like, and it's so sad, and he's gonna die, and his best friend. I'm like, oh my Jesus!
What about when the actor died? Did she cry then too? What's that guy's name?
Oh no, no feelings for Billy Zane.
No.
Val Kilmer, boy, and her whole thing was like, well, it would have been better if he died in a gunfight because that was his life. And,
they wanted to keep some historical accuracy.
Yeah. I was like, you can't.
Not a whole lot, but some.
I was like, it's based on a true story. You can't change that. And then she started crying worse. She's like, you mean he really died? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was like 150 years ago.
I'm down. Jeez.
There's no cars around. You don't see anybody with a smartphone, do you?
Did she cry again at the end when they put the text on the screen saying how Wyatt Earp died?
No.
How did Wyatt Earp
That part
die?
always gets me. When they talk about like the movie stars that like went to his funeral.
Oh yeah, and Tom Hicks was one of the pallbearers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then though after this though, she's then like just became like completely obsessed with anything Kurt Russell.
Which is cool, all right.
Yeah.
And so she's like, we have to watch Stargate. Right.
That's a
So
good
I'm
one.
like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I got that. Go ahead and, bring it up and I'll, go get my pajamas on or whatever. I was getting ready for bed because by now it's getting kind of late and I'm washing dishes. So I'm trying to get ready for bed. And then I come back and she's got SG-1, the series. And I'm like, well, okay, it's the pilot episode of SG-1. It's good, but I'm like, that's not the movie.
Don't hold your breath waiting for Kurt Russell to show up.
And she's like, well, yeah, I know, but I couldn't find the movie on Amazon. So, and I'm like, no, because I literally have 2 copies. I have like the theater cut and the director's edition because apparently I'm just obsessed on buying Stargate, the 1990.
It's like your Catcher in the Rye.
Well, except I have like 16 copies of Catcher in the Rye now, so I'm.
Are you going to assemble a Stargate and all the symbols are going to be different versions of the movie? Like
that could be. That's that. Director's cut, theater cut.
Yeah.
25th anniversary
sequence.
Holy shit.
Dial up the Goa'uld homeworld.
So then no, because that wouldn't be in the movie. They didn't have the Goa'uld. That was an invention of the series.
Universe, Jesus Christ.
But that was the thing is I'm thinking about starting another podcast called Gatekeepers. And,
okay.
And I'll talk about Stargate, the SG-1 series.
Yeah, you would be good in a podcast called Gatekeepers.
Exactly right. Well,
I mean, we've torn you down from that role for Star Trek, but you can still be that
I can start a fresh one. The other idea I have is to start the No Excuses podcast.
There's already a podcast called No Excuses.
Fuck. Well, it's got to be something like that because what I want to do is every week there's like the opening theme.
That's Daryl's. Daryl Taylor's.
It is. Yeah.
Because I just want every week to be an excuse. Hey guys, I really meant to get to recording the first episode this week, but I'm going to be back next week. We're going to start strong, so just stay tuned. And then every week it's another, hey guys, yeah, I got home like stupid late. Work was crazy this week. Really didn't get a chance to talk to any guests. But hey, stay tuned. Next week we're going to have a great show. We got Bob Frantz. He's going to be coming.
I've heard he's a real treat to interview.
And then next week it's like, oh man, I like completely spaced. Didn't talk to Bob at all this week. I was supposed to, prearrange this.
We know every episode could be roughly 12 minutes long.
Oh, it's just the excuse.
The intro music will be No Excuses by Alice in Chains, and the outro music, the full song. And then in the middle is like where you say, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't get anything together for this week's episode. So
sorry, guys.
We'll try again next week.
Yeah.
And there has to be like a sweet spot for podcasting recording length too, where like you can fill that void where it's like, this is the best podcast because like it's perfect. Like it's just long enough for my commute home.
Yeah. This is exactly the length of time for me to drive from my house to the grocery store, then from the grocery store home. This is perfect.
I think there is something like a 12-minute.
I've heard something like that. Yeah, it's like that's the sweet spot. Like that's the amount of time a podcast should be to get like maximum listening because it
sounds like a lot of work.
It's very rare that people listen. It's just analytics, dude. It's fucking everything. But yeah, trying to make sure that you stay within. Like for us, that would be pretty impossible, I think.
We haven't even
how long have we done this?
Got to the episode. We've been talking for 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I can edit all
Chick-fil-A story was 15 minutes long.
This is but
like we can chop up each one of my rabbit holes and have a 15-minute podcast for each one of those.
Well, it's good that your daughter has inherited that rabbit hole gene from you. We're watching Tombstone, ended her up watching SG-1.
We were up until 1 o'clock in the morning, and like we were pretty deep into the first season of SG-1. And I'd forgotten how well made those were, and then I remembered, the first, I want to say 2 seasons.
They were on Showtime, right?
Yeah, I know the first season was Showtime, and then I had to explain to her why I hated the series when it first came out because I didn't have Showtime. I loved the movie, and then it was like, well, Robert Emmerich or whatever his name was going to make a sequel, but then MGM wouldn't make it because they were putting all their efforts into the series. And so then I, hated the series because it's like, you're keeping me from having my favorite show.
Cash grab.
Yeah, it's cash grab.
Cash grab.
Bo Bridges was in the first couple seasons, right?
Yeah. Who was it?
No, Bo Bridges was on the final seasons.
What about Lloyd Bridges?
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I can't remember which one, him or the bald guy. I can't remember which one.
Was it Lloyd Bridges?
I would love to see Lloyd Bridges in Stargate.
Lloyd Bridges was actually on Battlestar Galactica.
Picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
I went back and so I went down a rabbit hole myself over the weekend and rewatched the original Battlestar Galactica series. And then
the original one, not the second.
The 1978 awesome one. And so when I'm watching it,
awesome.
So you're saying that the new one not awesome?
The new one's awesome.
No, there's two. There's a 1980
no, there's
Battlestar in there. In there a second? Yes, there is.
There's no fourth Indiana Jones movie. There's Space Galactica.
There's like a 1980
yeah.
TV series called Battlestar Galactica.
It's called Galactica 1980.
Okay.
Why did you just turn into Dwight Schrute all of a sudden?
What do you mean turned into?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
The only thing separating Ben from Dwight Schrute is a beet farm right now.
And a mustard-colored shirt.
Yeah. And I am not a fan of beets. Actually, I am. They are pretty good.
What about mustard?
I learned about sugar beets.
Mustard.
So if you get a chance.
Every time I hear the word mustard, I have to do the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. Mustard.
And you do it well.
doing it well.
Anyway,
so yeah.
Star Trek.
Deep Space Nine. This is the MASH episode.
Yeah.
Suicide is painless. Dun, 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 dun.
Texas goes a little bitch.
Oh man, he's 18 and he's been exposed to the horrors of space.
Too young to go to war.
No, but that's what time.
Dr. Bashir's dick.
He's been exposed to Dr. Bashir's penis.
Dr. Bashir's story was more traumatizing than the battle on that planet.
Yes.
In World War II, the average age of the American soldier was 23 years old. In Vietnam, the average age was 19. the average age was 19. I can't remember what song that's from. There's a song.
I don't know.
So I guess in the Dominion War, the average age is 18.
I don't know.
For journalists.
Yeah,
100% of the journalists I've seen in Star Trek War have been 18.
I mean, I will say it was well done. Like, I liked what they were going for here. I thought it was cool, you know, like I guess Jake, Sisko, and Brigier are on their way back from like a conference or whatever. And is Brigier and Sisko's like writing a story about Brigier?
This is his first assignment at that that academy that he's at, or the institute.
Okay.
Studying at.
And he's just freaking bored to tears. I expected this entire episode to just be like a filler bullshit episode.
It's like, oh my God.
See, but that's where it gets you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this whole fucking episode's going to be a Ben story.
That's where it gets you, because, and you know what? I don't want to say Sisko deserves it, but he does, because like he's like, God,
blow your freaking nose.
Brigier's like, God, you're so annoying. I hate everything about you. This whole fucking thing sucks, and you suck.
God, if there was a plague or something interesting, that'd be awesome.
And then they end up in fucking the shit, bro, and he loses it.
We're all gonna die.
I think also right away, like they cut to the promenade, and there's this like kind of useless scene about they're making decaf frappuccinos for what's her name, and like there's this whole mansplaining. You're pregnant. You shouldn't have caffeine.
Yeah.
I was like, God, is it gonna be one
of my
fucking...
body, my choice?
Yes.
Look, I'm carrying your dumbass kid as a favor to you and your wife.
I think this is the traditional Star Trek paycheck scene where people have to show up so they can collect their paycheck. For them.
Right, everybody out of the way. I'm going to Fresno for a week. I just came in real quick to do this.
Knock these scenes out.
Like the entire time, Worf is in the background just staring off into the distance like he's fucking high as
he's watching his taxi. He's like, just wait a minute.
5 minutes. 5 more minutes.
No, actually, he was watching the World Cup, and it was just like he does have a point.
What year was this?
90, whatever year it was that had a World Cup. Well, it was 2270 or 2371.
What's a sports ball?
Well, there's no World Cup in 2371.
You don't know that.
Well, it's 2372.
After the fucking World War III and the Eugenics War.
It'll be 2372.
Yeah, it'll be 2372. There'll be a World Cup. And then 2376.
They had to have it in an off year.
No. FIFA doesn't do off years.
Well, they do when the entire
they
region.
may do a Winter World Cup one time when they get paid off a lot by some Qatari.
And then there would probably be a Europa, UEFA Cup in 2370, because there'd be the World Cup in 2368, the UEFA Cup in 2320, and then the World Cup in 2322.
Yeah.
For those of you curious. And then they would probably throw
there would be a couple gold cups in there.
Yeah, the gold cup Centero.
Yeah.
I'm doing up a new timeline tonight just to show that I'm right.
And then by 2372, Liverpool would still not have won the fucking field.
I actually don't know what year this episode took place in. The last thing I saw from Star Trek was an episode that was set in 2371, and I'm really hoping this episode was close to that.
If you're wrong, your reputation is over.
It's tarnished, yeah. Because I was looking up, I know that the USS Farragut, the replacement Farragut, docked at Deep Space Nine in 2375.
Docking.
Let's dock.
Yeah. And the Farragut that they mentioned in this episode was actually the Farragut that was in Star Trek Generations.
Let's dock.
It was the ship that rescued the Enterprise crew.
Ah.
Yeah. After Troy crashed the ship because women can't fly.
That's what I heard.
Apparently.
I don't believe that.
A flock of seagulls could fly the ship.
You lost me.
The ensign flock of seagulls. She was flying the Enterprise.
Yeah. She's real good at it.
Fly my dick.
But she's
Am I right, guys? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Kind of androgynous.
Yeah, fly it right into your vag.
I would not assume her pronoun.
Whatever, man.
Well, I just did though, I guess.
Yeah, you just. Yeah.
I literally just did.
Yeah, way to go, Ben.
Good job,
I don't know what they call themselves.
mansplainer.
Yeah,
How's
you
that?
fucking. Well, you're not even a cis white male because you're a gay Jew. So I don't know what to call you. I mean, I don't want to sound like Don Rickles or anything.
He's gay Jew.
They're the Jew down the well.
No, never. You're my friend, and I love you dearly.
Yeah.
I just don't know what because you're not a cis white male because you're a gay Jew.
You'd still be the patriarchy, though.
Space.
Yeah, you can still be a patriot. That's true. That's true. Good.
Mhm.
Good looking out.
And now I'm bullying beta cucks at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, you're like
He deserved it.
When's your red hat get in?
yeah.
Well,
Is it time for Christmas?
I think that's what I'm going to start doing is going in incognito. I had to be careful with that one, and just start just living my life outside of my apartment as a Trump
supporter.
Yeah,
Damn right, man. We're gonna build that wall. Hell yeah.
I'm currently listening to a book that was written in 1968, and the use of the not African American word is very common.
Do they call them Negroes?
Yes, and it's just like to the point that I have now I don't even I've used that word historically speaking, in the Old South they would use these kind of terms.
But then what do you call the United Negro College Fund?
I don't
say the United College Fund because that sounds really bad if you say it like that.
Well, you have to
to look over the shoulders. Negro College Fund.
Yeah. So, but no, it's like I'm almost uncomfortable with how much that word is used. So
the one thing I will say is on the 301st episode of Dork Trek, we're unfortunately not going to be able to solve racism in America. So I'm really sorry about that, guys.
We tried.
What we can do though is we can talk about fucking Star Trek.
So
and Star Trek.
The
Starfleet,
the Federation colony on what's its place, number 7 or whatever.
What's its nuts?
Whatever this planet is getting overrun by Klingons.
Fucking, they didn't build that wall. That's why.
Just crazy with Klingons.
President Space Trump said, "Let's build that space wall to keep out the damn Klingons because they're criminals and stuff." And they sent the space military over there and they started tear gassing.
Yeah, and the Klingons were doing what they usually do and fucking up Federation troops.
Yeah.
So, and I was curious for those of us who've watched Beyond the Paywall and the
hardcore
Star Trek Discovery, which is pretty much akin to Star Trek pornography.
Hardcore pornography.
Which comes out soon.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh, are they still doing the free month? I gotta sign up for that.
Are they doing a free month?
Yeah, for it was supposed to be like a Black Friday sale.
When Black
or Cyber Week or something. I gotta see if they're still doing that because 1 month that would be perfect timing.
Yeah, but it's not the month though. You got to get to January because the show doesn't come out till January.
I don't mind paying at the end of December to get into January.
Yeah, but it comes out once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but right now there's already the what do they call it?
The mini episodes.
Yeah, the short treks.
You mean the mini cash grabs?
Yes. I've had several people ask me about those, and I'm like, I have no idea. I'm not paying for a subscription just for 4 mini episodes.
Oh, shit. When does Twilight Zone come out?
Soon.
I can't. Now that will get my subscription fee. So.
And the Picard show will get. I'll do that.
Well, there's the Khan miniseries that Nicholas Meyer's working on.
I heard about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna.
I hate that they're talking about this new half-hour Trek. It's like, it's a lower decks Star Trek. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's
sitcom?
great.
With Rick and Morty? Yeah, I'm not feeling that one either.
It's just
With
like
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I guess it's the creator of Rick and Morty, like the guy
Justin Roiland?
Dan Harmon.
Dan Harmon?
I'm telling you, just Google Rick and Morty Star Trek.
I'll watch it.
I'm back in.
Yeah.
If
Dan Harmon's attached, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
You guys love that guy.
It's great.
I loved Community.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh, the Community guy is Rick and Morty too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like Community at all.
That's because you don't.
It's because you don't have.
Don't mention that motherfucker on this show, Dennis. I will delete your existence from the Dork Trek history books. Don't you blaspheme in here, Dennis.
Mold Jakale.
Who are we talking
Mold Jakale?
about?
Who's Mulder Gale?
That's almost too close, Dennis.
Okay.
I thought he was shirtless a lot in that show.
I thought there was a problem with Heavy Haze, and
because I don't mind Heavy Haze.
I hate that guy.
You hate Chevy Chase?
Oh yeah, and more so after Community. The advanced if I had seen the advanced D&D episode in the order that it came out, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. It is a great episode, but I fucking hate Chevy Chase's character so much after that.
But you're supposed to.
That's but with all the stuff, I guess, with years of knowing he's such a dick, and then watching that episode, I'm just like,
it was the role he was perfect for.
I was going to say, apparently he wasn't stretching very much for that character. Like that.
But I mean, that's been the thing about Chevy Chase's whole career. Like, he's just an asshole. Like, everybody knows it. Like, that's where the thing, like, where it came. I read an interview with him in the Washington Post. It was like this long, sprawling article about Chevy Chase and how he's always been an asshole. But, like, he wants to work again, so, like, he's trying to change, but it's really hard because he's just an asshole. And I'm like, but everybody knows Chevy Chase is an asshole. Like, that's his thing. I mean, that's his character on SNL when he was doing the news. He was just like a confident, cocky, good-looking asshole. Like, that's just what he did.
There was a time between, the Fletch days and all the stuff of the 80s, and
could you honestly say that the guy who played Fletch isn't an asshole?
But like during the 90s and everything, when he really wasn't doing anything because everybody got tired of his shit.
Yeah.
Like, he was doing commercials in foreign countries. When I was in Turkey, he showed up in this Cola Turka commercial.
That's awesome.
Selling Turkish cola.
That's great.
No clue.
But I mean, that's what the whole Lost in Translation movie's about. Yeah. Bill Murray's character goes over to Japan to shoot a commercial because he needs money. So, I mean, yeah, of course Chevy Chase is an asshole.
Didn't Bill Murray hate him too? So, like, was he?
Oh yeah, they like got into like
they
got into like a fist fight or whatever because Chevy Chase left SNL and Bill Murray came back to replace him, and I think he was talking shit and they got into like a fight.
Well, Chevy Chase came back as a guest host.
Yeah, as a guest host. And like,
he was trying to act like he was still cock of the block or whatever and being all, bossy and assholey. And then
Ben McCormicky.
No, he takes it to a whole nother level. I mean, I'm just beating up little scrawny guys in Chick-fil-A's.
That's a bad idea, man. That could have backfired terribly.
Yeah, well, especially since we're an open carry state.
Yeah, that's right. You could have got shot.
Well, you would have seen if he was open carrying.
I don't see guns.
No.
Some people don't see color.
Don't see my ones. Don't see my guns.
I don't see guns. The only guns I see are these bad boys right here.
That was good.
Yeah.
Don't see my ones. Don't see my guns. But yeah, you're lucky you didn't get killed.
Yeah.
Because you are many things, but like a fighter, I'm gonna say nah.
But I am immortal, so that's the trade-off.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't go testing your mortality.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't come back from bullets yet. So.
Yeah. Don't see my ones. Don't see my guns.
No, bullets are my kryptonite.
You can join the Great Lakes Avengers if you really are immortal.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? Mr. Immortal or Captain Immortal or something like that?
Something like that.
Oh, jeez, that's...
Captain can't die.
Yeah, that was his power. He couldn't die.
Good power.
Yeah, he's like Captain Jack Harkness, basically.
Yeah. If you have that's the thing, you need the regenerative thing, like, what's his name? The wolf guy with the claws.
Wolverine there.
Yeah.
The wolf guy with the claws.
Wolf guy with the claws.
I knew who he was talking about. Wolverine there.
Yeah,
that guy, the wolf with the claws. And
Wolverines aren't wolves.
And I care about it. I mean, see, I'm slowly falling into my Trumpisms. It's just I'm.
I don't even think that guy's American.
Not
Wolverine? No, he's not.
Wolverine, nor the actor who portrays him on the big.
We're gonna close that Canadian border to keep Wolverine out.
Some damn Hollywood liberal just going off and doing Hollywood liberal stuff, man. You know what? Fuck that guy.
Well, what I just put together in my head. So Logan is Canadian.
Yes.
Right. But on the old, what do you call it? Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. when they had
He
the
was Australian.
He
Yes.
sounded Australian, but now what's his nuts? The singy dancy Barnum and Bailey boy that played Wolf.
There.
Yeah, Hugh Jackson. He
No. Jackman.
Jack off.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackson is a football coach.
Yeah.
okay. So this
Not a good
Yes.
this guy's Australian though, playing Logan. So it's come like full circle, right? With the Australians playing the Canadians, playing the Wolf Claw guy.
With the wolf, with the man, with the wolf and the claws and the scary face, with the teeth and the growls.
Team Jacob. Wow.
With the teeth and the faces, with the sharp claws that shoot out of his hand, you see?
Snick snacked.
Somebody was like, there was a clip that somebody's like, oh, the most epic Wolf Claw guy video, and it was the thing from the Wolverine movie when he's in Japan, and it's the Nagasaki thing, and he's in the hole, and I've never watched the movie, so
It's a good movie.
and he was doing bone claws.
The Wolverine.
Yeah, so I may have to check that out.
It's pretty good.
You're pretty good, Dennis.
I liked his bone.
My people are featured prominently in that movie.
Black and Asians?
Well,
Yes.
half of my people.
Nerds?
Japanese.
You got too many peoples.
I'm a man of the world.
You're a black and Asian Muslim guy. That's a lot. You check a lot of boxes for me, Dennis.
That's right.
That's why I'm glad we're
They're
friends.
all the wrong boxes.
Hey, man, I know a Muslim guy, a black guy, and an Asian guy, and it's one guy, man. It's
That
amazing.
opens up a whole world of slurs for you.
Yeah. Man, I can call you all kinds of shit.
It's okay.
Never.
I remember when Rhett Butler said that when she was getting her big break, and she
Yeah, Jenny, I don't mean to cut you off, Ben, but I'm gonna. But yeah, Jenny, you need to come up with something because Ben's gay and Jewish, so that's two things right there. So I mean, I can say, hey, come on, help me out here.
I mean, I'm a woman, so like we have the token female thing on the
All right.
show. So
All right, that's cool. So that means so wait a minute. Does that mean on this podcast I'm the enemy?
yeah.
You're the token on this show.
I'm the token. I'm the straight
Yeah.
white male.
Yeah.
You're the reason why we can get broadcast.
You're
I'm the-
the heteronormative cis white male.
You're the face.
I'm
Cis
the
white
wait a
male.
minute. So I'm the hetero
Normative.
white Midwestern.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, wow.
Wow. I'm the
You're
real
the
problem
enemy.
here, guys. Guys, like I gotta tell you, I can't do the show
Why
anymore.
haven't you been to a Trump rally yet?
What makes you think he hasn't?
Well, because I told him, I said many of my best friends are gay, Jewish, Muslim, Asian, black.
I mean,
It'll help one of those
do I
signs.
need to become
you
a
know?
lesbian for the show? Like, take one for the team?
Nah, you don't have to do that. I mean, you know, that's
I have a
not
list
for
of
us.
names that if you were
I don't think that's how it works anyway.
yeah. I don't think it works that way. Like that's a, you know.
I mean, I'll give it a
That's
shot.
an urban myth.
I mean,
Oh, no,
if
you're
that's something that you want to do, then that's on you.
if we can get 100 Patreon subscribers at the $10 level.
I would think it's hilarious though that if you go gay too, you and Ben just ruined each other for. You're like after that, I got to give up. Like I got to go the other way. Like that was so awful.
True.
That was the worst.
No, it was you, Bob. It was you.
I did it
You did it.
because of my straight whiteness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Goddamn straight whiteness. I'm sorry, guys.
Actually, the three of
Nobody's
us met
perfect.
before the show on Skype, and we were just like, it was Bob.
You guys were using Skype. I think I'm more insulted about that. Ugh,
We're cheating on you.
what a
It's
terrible
the official
program.
video chat for minorities.
Oh God,
Dennis decided he was going to be black. I mean, it was just, there was a whole thing. It was,
that's terrible. I'm sorry, guys.
It happens.
Okay,
Like,
nobody's
what-
perfect.
What can you do? You're white.
It's true. I'm just a dumb.
You're white male. What can you possibly do?
it's
I
your
can oppress a lot of people.
He's oppressing like all three of us right now. It's
I
very
am.
impressive.
I feel oppressed.
It's true.
Just go
Impressed or
through-
oppressed?
Mute all of our mics
I
without
can't.
our. We have no power to stop you.
It's
I
like
can
around the
totally do
horn.
that.
You
I can-
have no power here.
I could totally do all that shit. God, I'm pretty awesome now that I think about it.
You can vote in all 50 states, and nobody questions it.
Be like, yes, right this way, sir.
Oh, Mr. France, good to see you again.
This is just your first time voting today?
Here, take 2 ballots.
And then apparently you could just like put on a fake mustache and a hat and just keep coming back through the line and nobody's going to question it.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Meanwhile, I can't prove that I'm a fucking citizen and I may get deported. It's like, what? So that's fun.
Vote as much as you want, Mr. France, certainly.
Oh, you're wearing the Starfleet uniform, Captain.
What a silly boy.
You did your hair a little different. Is that a new ascot? Right this way.
They know me very well here at this voting place.
Ascot Mondays.
How many ascots do you have? 1 vote each.
You guys is crazy.
Just don't forget to bring your
I'm going to
passport.
talk to my friends. I'm going to let you guys stay.
Thanks, man.
You're awesome.
So, yeah. So, where are we at?
So
I was going to ask.
They go to the colony.
Before we got off the deep end with paywalls, the war that we saw on Discovery, how did you feel that stacks up against? Because this is really the first time we've seen pretty intense warfare with the Klingons, or at least the effects of it. Even though we only see 2 living Klingons in the entire episode, but the battlefield after the Klingon battle, did you feel that Discovery had kind of made that less impressive?
I mean, we also have to take in consideration, too, man, that this was many, many years ago.
Yeah.
You know, like
this was like one of the most realistic feeling war episodes because it really puts you into the perspective of Jake Sisko, like as you're watching it, like, you know, because he's kind of saying like, this is not what people want. They don't want this boring shit. We want life and death and battles and fighting, and then oh crap, it actually happened.
Yeah.
It's easy to glorify it when you're not actually there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just the look of disgust on Jake's face when they're bringing in the wounded, and oh boy, with his leg injury or whatever,
Fake shot himself,
and he's like, wait, and he's like, oh yeah, the Klingons were there, and I thought the Klingon was dead, and he got me, and Bashir is looking at the guy's wound. He's like, this is a phaser burn.
Yeah, he had a phaser mouth, and he bit me with his phaser mouth.
Look, and you know how this guys are.
He's a phaser mouth Klingon. You know, they got redundant, like if his teeth come out, then the phaser comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Like a shark.
Yeah, just like that. Come on, don't send me back on again.
His eyes roll back, and the phaser comes out of his mouth.
But
Please don't kill me.
That was worth the Patreon money right there.
But yeah, so the guy, shot himself so he could come off the front line, and
first, he won't be the last.
But everybody was just like, "Oh," and Jake just was like,
"How dare he?"
Yeah, just like completely disgusted at this, or just like,
God, what a pussy!
Yeah, these guys are Starfleet. They're trained for this. What the fuck?
What a bunch of losers!
And then
are these people all Starfleet though?
The guys with the black and the gold uniforms were, yeah. Because they had Starfleet insignia and they had, the modified uniforms or whatever.
Yeah, their like body armor was weird.
Yeah. I don't know if they were like Starfleet Marines, if that was still a thing, but there's some controversy about whether that's
controversy.
But
I really appreciate that you could work in Prince to a discussion about Star Trek.
Star Trek controversy. I just can't believe all of the things people say. Star Trek controversy.
Prince was never in Star Trek.
God,
all of these guys, Space Marines, are they not those dudes?
Oh, so I actually recognized the blue guy. Did anybody recognize him?
No,
the blue man?
It was bugging me. Who was he?
It was Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Get the hell! I love
Francis. My God! Yes.
I'm sitting there watching it. And I was like, "That's Francis." Yeah, and I looked it up, and I couldn't believe that I recognized this guy like through all the makeup and shit. And like, I ended up watching Pee-wee's Big Adventure like 2 days later.
That is so awesome.
Win-win. That's awesome.
I was just excited because I don't usually like recognize people like that. I'm just like, that guy looks familiar. And then Ben's like, yeah, he was in this episode and that and this. And
so Francis is a regular appearer on Star Trek?
Just this one, as far as I know.
Wow, that's really cool.
I'll look it up. I'll do the research.
Because Francis, he is the inspiration for Beelzebub and Metal Shark Bro.
What?
Yeah, like it didn't end up that way on the page. So like when it comes out, he doesn't look like Francis. But as I was creating, I wanted him to be like a douchey kind of like spoiled, rotten Francis.
Mm-hmm.
I love Francis. Okay. I love the scene where he's in his big ass bathtub and he's hanging out and Pee-wee comes into the hello friends and then he dives into the bathtub. I love that scene. I love Francis was a good bad guy.
Francis.
I gotta watch that movie again.
It's on Netflix.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
I've watched it at least twice since I found it on Netflix.
That's awesome.
How old do kids have to be before they watch that movie?
I think I was like 6 when I saw it. So.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
My kids started watching. We tried watching Ghostbusters the other night, and that didn't go well. The kids love.
It's tough for kids to get into Ghostbusters.
They love.
Bobby just turns to you and goes, "Father, this is so silly."
Well, they love the song, but like, there's a lot of references that they just don't get.
Uh-huh.
Like that when they're talking to like Larry King's on the radio talking about the Ghostbusters, and like the USA Today newspaper flashes up, and like there's just a lot of shit. They're like, what?
Uh-huh.
The ghost blowjob dream they probably don't get. Hopefully,
yeah. They didn't get that, but there's just a lot of stuff.
Dad, what's a newspaper?
Yeah, they just don't get a lot of the references, and I'm like, oh yeah, this movie's very dated.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't get it. Like, why are we so mad that we made Lady Ghostbusters? This movie's kind of dated at this point. And like,
if you want to know how dated it is, the integration with the music video for Ghostbusters, it's just a bunch of famous 80s people showing up in the video saying, Ghostbusters!
Yeah. Including Heavy Haze.
Yes. Yeah, Chevy Chase was in there.
It was Robin Williams and Bobby McFerrin. No, that was
that's Don't Worry, Be Happy.
I the whole 80s are kind of a blur at this
point. It all blends together, yeah.
Here's a little song I wrote.
It was all that cocaine you were doing in elementary school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. All those moon pies you were eating, bro.
Which is sad.
All those
moon
pies. Yeah.
There's all that RC Cola.
Mm-hmm. It's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, but the kids were not impressed. They were like, they love the song, but like the movie, they're like, I can go either way on this one, Pops. I was watching it. I enjoyed it, but like they were not getting a lot of the references.
Yeah, I think like you have to have rose-colored glasses to really enjoy it. Like if we didn't see it as kids and we watched it when we were adults, I don't think we would have liked it very much. I was listening to a different podcast where they were talking about Clue in a similar way. Like if you watch Clue as a kid, then you probably still enjoy it. But if you grew up and then watched Clue, you probably didn't think it was very good.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's a plant.
Which I think is the genius of a film like Back to the Future and like Goonies and shit like that. Like they seem to hold up a little bit better. Like Ghostbusters is just so chock full of like 1984 pop culture references.
Yeah,
that
Goonies is so good that when we first moved here after I was stationed in Turkey, like this is the first time my wife has lived in this country for any period of time. And we're waiting to go somewhere. And of course I'm waiting for her to get ready and find Goonies is on TV. So I'm sitting there watching Goonies and she finally comes down, she's ready. And I'm about to turn it off. She's like, what are you watching? I was like, oh, it's this movie that I watched when I was a kid called Goonies. And so we sit there watching it for a little bit. I'm like, all right, so we can go now. And she's like, no, wait. Let's watch. Let's see what happens. She got into the movie Goonies.
Goonies is a great film.
So awesome.
See, I didn't watch that when I was a kid. Like that one somehow passed me by.
Really?
And because I missed out on a lot of shit when I was a kid. And I watched it when I was a little bit older. I was probably like 17 or 18 when I finally watched it. Yeah. And I definitely don't feel like I got as much out of it as somebody who watched it when they were probably like 10.
That's sad.
You know?
I've never seen it all the way through.
Really?
I've only seen
parts
of it on TV.
They all die in the cave.
Yeah,
I know there's a pirate ship that comes out. I want to watch it because Thanos is in it when he was a little kid.
Yeah.
And it's just, I get people.
And Rudy.
And Rudy.
Samwise Gamgee.
Samwise Gamgee, who's the same guy, which is odd.
I mean, I've seen enough. I may have actually seen the entire thing, but just, I've never sat through the entire thing.
Pinches a pail.
Yeah.
And just so many John Hughes films that are supposed to be, you know,
The original Data.
Yeah.
Not that Star Trek knockoff bullshit.
Pinches a pail. Come on, guy.
Oh, is this the Asian kid from
Short Round?
Short Round, okay. Because I saw the Indiana Jones movies when they came out.
No Time for Love, Dr. Jones.
Yeah. He's banging the director's wife. All right.
Pinches a pail. That's the only line I remember that he has in that whole movie. And I don't even know what the hell he's saying. He's just saying pinches a pail. Dennis, what is he saying in Japanese?
Saying,
wow.
The translation is pinches of power. That's my best George Takei.
Pinches a pail.
Power.
Oh my.
Oh my.
So I'm just fulfilling my role as the dumb white guy. Although, what's
Man, that Asian boy's funny.
Man, you better be bringing me some sake. Hell yeah, man. I'm in the mood to get my Asian drunk on. Woo! Hell yeah. Go to one of them massage parlors, man.
Yeah.
Get ourselves a little sucky. Hell yeah. Woo! Am I right,
That's
guys?
why they don't talk about his parents that much in that movie. Like, I think they show up at the end.
Mm-hmm. His mom worked at the Steam and Cream.
Yeah, she did.
She worked at the Sukies.
Who sent us that today?
Somebody
sent you to a Steam and Cream?
No, they sent us a picture of like a Steam and Cream from like, it's like a street sign or something.
Oh, it's a place that you can go to. It's near the border. And they said that, you know,
it's got to be South Carolina because they're the king of that shit.
No,
right?
there's
Right,
Mex.
Dude, South Carolina is the deal. Like if you're a trucker and you want to get like a shower and a weird blowjob, like just to cruise along the fucking highways. And
when you cross the border, when you pass south of the border and you get to Dillon, South Carolina, there's a big Pilot truck stop there, and I'm sure you can get any kind of service that you want.
Pinches a pail. Can I get that?
I'm putting it into my.
Yeah, dude. Like they have hot showers open 24 hours a day, and I'm sure you can get a steam and get rubbed off by a lot lizard.
Well, I just feel bad because whoever sent it to us went to the trouble. I'll get their name. It's on Facebook. Hang on, Ben. Okay.
God, I had no idea you cared so much about the band.
I just, they went to the trouble of sending us something.
Hang on, Ben. Please.
I was laughing so hard I forgot the name because I was like, oh, Dennis will love this. And then
Pinches a pail. No, I got it. Hang on, everybody. Facebook.
Everybody,
come on, dance and sing.
Yeah, the one thing that's missing from Red Dead Redemption is
Pinches a pail.
Red Dead Redemption Online went beta this week and opened up for everybody.
Why does everything have to be online? How come you just can't play something by yourself and enjoy it? I don't understand.
Well, that's the best thing about Red Dead Redemption 2 is that it's great solo playing the campaign. And now that you've explored the world, you've gone through all of that in the campaign mode. Now you get to bring your own character into that world, and so you get to be part of it.
Sounds like Warcraft to me.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Hang on.
It's limited to 24 people in a lobby.
So they're like arenas, right?
Yeah.
Like
this is from Corey. We got this from Corey.
Yeah.
Cafe, Cream, and Steam.
The Brown Burrow.
Hell yeah, man! That's where we're going. Brown Burrow. Corey Fogel sent this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's Corey. Okay.
Yeah, maybe Corey didn't want us to announce his name to the people.
I'm sorry, Corey.
Maybe he wanted to.
I of course did not use his full name.
Well, I didn't want to get yelled at by Ben.
I was
trying to be all undercover by calling
Yeah.
Cream and Steam. We know what you got.
We know what it is. We know you're jerking people off there.
I'm glad he sent us because it really do exist.
You can't fool us. We know it is going to be.
Now, were they Mexican Koreans running this place?
Going on there? I don't know.
Or Korean Mexican?
Maybe that's what the translation changes the order.
Yeah.
It's Spanish.
Yeah.
Pinches a pail.
It was translated from the original Klingonese.
Yes.
Jeez.
Beat my dick.
Primo e stimo.
Yeah.
Donde est la lizard? Lato Lizardo.
We are fucked up in the head, man. I tell you what.
So I
You guys are the
thought,
best.
did anybody else get like a nice, like a, I want to say
So we're just not going to talk about this episode.
an Ernest,
Well, we are kind of.
Ernest Hemingway kind of feel from the way with Jake being the young writer,
Yeah.
much like how Hemingway was sending dispatches from the Spanish Civil War. Now Jake is thrust into his manhood.
Thrust.
Rust
you
into
know.
his manhood.
Like what was the line he says when he says that he realized that for the first time his father wasn't there to protect him.
Yeah. I really enjoyed
So he's becoming a man from this experience.
I mean, all bullshit aside, this was a pretty great episode.
Mhm.
I mean, granted, we're not talking about it a lot, but that doesn't mean it's not good.
That basically means that it is good.
Yeah,
Yes.
That is historically our tradition.
Like, I feel like it was very believable. Like, it dealt with some very serious themes, bruh.
Dude, that Starfleet guy in the foxhole.
Yeah.
It was hardcore as fuck.
You think bringing
Looked
me
like
back
Gary
is gonna
Busey,
fucking make you feel better, you bitch? Yeah, it was awesome.
I really wish they'd just gotten Gary Busey to do that role.
Or Tom Berenger.
Yeah.
He could have been Barnes from.
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm sure at the time, Gary Busey was probably pretty busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 90s he was still.
Yeah, he was
He
pretty.
wasn't completely
I think so.
unhinged by then.
This is 95. He might not have been shit at this point, but still, though.
He was probably on drugs at the time.
Yeah, he was like.
When
you
did
know
Predator 2 come out? That was like
Um,
91, 92, something like that, right?
Yeah.
93?
what? Let me check.
That was earlier than that.
Well,
It was
the
supposed
first
to be-
Predator came out in 88.
It was supposed to be set in 1997, I think,
Yeah.
right? So, and I think it came out 5 years before that, so like
1990.
1990? Oh, okay.
Wow.
Set in the distant future of 1997.
Yeah, they're really stretching it there.
Well, I mean, I was watching a thing.
How
about
far
running
can we go in advance where we can still use
the
like the
cars.
Ford Taurus? That's what I want to know.
Exactly.
'Cause
No,
that-
it's late model. Don't worry. It's like a brand new Ford Taurus.
Because that's my favorite part of watching RoboCop and shit. It's like it's supposed to be like the year. Again, it's not too far in the future, and there's just fucking Ford Tauruses everywhere.
Yeah.
Is that a 1987 Ford Taurus? Like,
Well, you got to understand, this is like rundown Detroit.
An antique.
well, these cars run really well because it's American ingenuity, and
That's right.
And
Well,
Ford
when the
doesn't
movie-
even make fucking sedans anymore.
Lee
that's-
Iacocca is an executive producer.
Well, that was the thing, though, is that when the first movie came out, the Ford Taurus was a futuristic-looking car, and it hadn't really hit the streets yet. When the sequel came out, they said one of the problems they ran into when I was reading the article in
With RoboCop?
in a certain magazine, is that the
Was
second
it
movie.
Starlog?
I didn't say that.
I bet it was.
He's
Bottoms
drinking.
up, everybody.
Drink, 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 drink.
So yeah,
I
I
like-
read the article in Starlog, and they
For my
said
Welter.
that it was what do you call it? That by the time the second one came out, the cars were so dated. Everybody was like, "It's just a freaking Ford Taurus, whatever."
Yeah. Ford Tauruses are all over fucking Predator 2, man. That shit's hot.
I wonder if they got like a deal, like the studio was like, they had all the cars they got for RoboCop.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
product
just like-
placement. They still did
Yeah.
it back in the day.
Yeah, but it's
And-
not as bad as it is
And
now.
Ford probably marked those cars as sold to help boost their fucking bottom line for their stockholders.
They are the only car company that didn't require a bailout during the Great Recession.
That's true.
So-
And then Donald Trump threatened to pull the bailout because they're going to do something or other.
I don't know. I stopped watching politics 3 weeks ago.
Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, Predator 2 is good.
When you got right about the time you got on the Trump train.
Yep.
Hell yeah, man.
I don't need to watch this politics no more. I know,
I know we're
everything.
going to win. We're great.
If
Y'all better get out of Trump way. We're going to
If-
get them.
if great leader wants me to know the truth, Putin will tell him what it is, and he'll pass it along to me.
Your fake news.
That said, I am putting up my 8x10 glossy of Robert Mueller in the living room soon. We'll have it.
He's got to do something first. Let's do something.
Yeah.
What,
Well,
you,
it's prepped. It's ready to
what
go.
you waiting for, Robert Mueller?
January 1st.
Sweeps week.
That'd be oh no, we missed that. That was November.
That'll be for May.
February.
Is it February?
February sweeps, yeah.
February sweeps.
Is that even still a thing?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why all the shows do their like fall finales and shit.
But I don't watch anything live anymore.
Aren't you just la-di-da?
Oh.
Just saying, I think like everything is. I just DVR it or watch it on Netflix or something. I'm not gonna be like,
It counts.
hey, I need to sit down and watch this at this time.
They
Well,
have some way to get that
watch it within
metrics.
3 days
Yeah.
or something.
over here on my side of the railroad,
Where Ben watches fucking CBS religiously
on Monday
on
nights.
time.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the thing though, is that my internet went out. What night was that this week? I sent you a text asking.
I think it
about
may have been Monday.
Monday night, and I was still able to watch all my shows because I have an antenna.
I have an antenna. I love my antenna.
And it was very like strange for me because even though I watch all the shows on Monday night CBS as they come out.
Dun, 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 dun. Do you still digging that shit, Ben?
Oh God, yeah. It is still awesome. He now has the iconic shirt.
Nice.
They wrote that into the
What was the backstory for that one?
Did Tom Selleck show up and bequeath it to him?
He went to like a Buffett show undercover.
Higgins uses his.
He's like, "This is a good look for me, man. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm pretty
The
stoked."
episode entitled "Invasion of the Parrot Heads."
Higgins takes Thomas's shirt and uses it to train the boys with, and so because they've got the guy in the big dog
boys,
suit, Zeus and Apollo,
the dogs,
the lads,
oh.
And so she's training them to
It's been
attack.
like 30 years since I've seen.
And they needed the
Get
shirt
on it, Dennis.
to have something to attack.
That shit's hot to death.
Him. And then he was like, that was my favorite shirt. And then they go through the episode, and at the end of the episode, she gifts him a new shirt, and it's the iconic.
I rubbed this on my pussy.
Unfortunately, it was the
I'll
original.
never wash it.
That's going to be the twist ending of the first season.
And she's gonna rub the shirt on her pussy.
No, that she's actually the original Higgins. And,
She got a
Changed
sex
the name to Magnum PO. Magnum Pussy Odor.
Oh, that was good, man.
I could barely get it out.
Magnum P.O.
Is that a Prince song?
Well, that's just gonna stay with me for a while. Oh, that was good. Dun, 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 dun.
Man, it's a great theme song.
Magnum Pussy. Here to smell your pussy, man.
I do like that the show does start the same way as the original with
The helicopters and
the
shit.
helicopter, and then it dives as the music kicks in. And
Now, is a character? Is his last name Magnum?
yeah, Thomas Magnum.
Oh, okay. I
Is
didn't
he
know.
like an Asian guy?
No, he's Hispanic.
Oh.
Wait, you can't be Asian and be like a detective, Bob?
Wait.
I'm saying I don't think you can be an
Magnum.
Asian guy with the last name Magnum. I don't think anybody.
Tomas Magnum.
Yeah, that's not a real thing.
I thought maybe like he just had a big cock or something. So he used Magnum.
Well, he does. You see that in episode 6. So it was
Look at the size of this hog I got.
like, can you show both?
My God. That thing is
And,
impressive.
You got TC.
It took a
and
long
the
time to
guy
get that
who-
through standards and practices.
We're gonna start calling you Mac.
See, what it was he was trying to think of a new name. He wanted his detective. He was in Walgreens buying condoms at the time, and was
Yeah.
like,
Magnum.
"Oh, Magnum."
I get it.
That's
why
perfect.
They wanted to call me that.
It works because it's true. Because I got a big old dick.
And you were just trying to look like a CBS viewer right now.
I
So
know.
holding those glasses up to your
I
eyes.
was trying not to say
He
anything.
loves it.
No, it's just that I just got an update that Kyle Ryan has joined the Chicago Cubs.
He loves it. Ben loves it, dude. Let him love his stuff that he loves.
My CBS Monday nights. It's
Yeah, we all need something.
I'm
Magnum,
not-
Bull, and then I switch over to the DVR so I can watch NBC with Manifest that comes on at the same time as.
I've heard that's good programming.
I mean, I still watch wrestling. How could I judge you for watching CBS Monday nights.
Well, it's like I tweeted about it. I mean, it was when it first started happening. It was like, man, when I was a kid, CBS just made shows for old people. But now,
I am old people.
Well, no, I was like, I'm watching. They've got all these great fucking shows now, and I don't know what changed. And then it was like, oh yeah, 20 years passed, and I'm fucking old now.
It's more.
Yeah, 30 years passed.
Man, you know what's a great show that I started watching recently is Atlanta.
With what's his face there?
Donald Glover.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
That shit is fucking
too
funny.
black for me. No,
It's hilarious.
too black. Too many black people.
I
I go to the other side of the room when I watch that.
Yeah.
Oh.
You are really becoming Midwestern.
I mean, I'm just saying, man.
He just goes up and locks his front door.
Here, take my wallet.
I actually
Throw your wallet at the screen.
Just don't hurt my kids.
I actually went out and bought a purse. So whenever I watch episodes, I hold it a little tighter to my chest. And
I just press 9-1 and then just...
There is a lot of armed robbery in the show, but
Is there? I've never seen. I've heard it's really good.
yeah, it's really good.
I've watched a couple episodes. I haven't gotten far enough into it. Like I didn't have
The first
attention span at the
episode.
time.
The first episode is like you don't know what they're going for, so it's hard to like know how to feel about everything that's happening in it.
Mhm.
But by the second and third episodes, it's like real good, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like Donald Glover. I think he's cool.
The guy Lakeith Stanfield, he's
Mhm.
pretty great in it.
well, what's this? What's his name? Donald Glover and that kid with the "This Is America" video.
Yeah, same guy.
Childish Gambino.
Same guy.
Just putting it out there for folks so that they don't make the mistake I did. That is the same guy.
Same guy. And that's why, like,
I just thought I was really racist and thought they both looked really similar, but no,
No, you're
same
not.
guy. Actually is the same guy.
Same guy.
So,
I guess he got his name from like a Wu-Tang name generator.
so does he give Wu-Tang royalties?
No. But that's like because you can go to the Wu-Tang Clan thing and get a Wu-Tang name from the Wu-Tang Clan name
I'm gonna
generator.
go get one right now.
Mine is Insane Samurai. That was a long time ago though. I don't know if how like what's the statute of limitations on that.
Well, I think if you haven't put your first album out yet,
Wu-Tang
you can-
Forever.
You could just Google like Wu-Tang name generator.
Mhm. I chose the
I don't-
second one because it's on the WuTangClan.net. That looks very official.
Well, .net. I mean, they're with it 1997.
Okay, mine says Lord Pesky.
There you go. That's that would be your Wu-Tang Clan name.
Okay.
Now, let's see.
We actually did this on the old radio show one day. Like people would just call up and we type their name in.
Oh.
Then we would just tell them what their name was. It was very
So
fun.
I gotta
We're
put
supposed to
my.
use our full name.
Yeah, or you could use Dennis, Black and Asian, but I guess that is kind of your Wu-Tang Clan name, right?
Spokesperson Small.
What?
Uh,
That's a weird one.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
If I type just my last initial instead of my full last name, it says Artist Ocular, which I kind of like that better.
There you go.
Yeah, Specialist Visual for
There you go.
Okay,
Ooh.
so if I put Benjamin, I get Fist Midnight.
Okay.
But if I do Ben, I get Wanderer Golden.
I
Okay.
like Fist Midnight.
Fist Midnight.
Aren't those your names on your dating profiles too?
Your gay dating sites.
Well, not Wanderer Golden. It's more showers, but yeah.
Robert France, my name is Stylist Ungrateful. That's mine. Wu-Tang Clan.
See, I think you probably if like they don't want to repeat names, probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people aren't running around with the same Wu-Tang names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like all the good names are taken now.
Yeah,
Mine
we
is
should-
Except for
Chillax.
Fist Midnight.
Chilast. CHILIAST. Chilast. Chilast.
What was that?
CHILIAST.
Chillest.
Yes.
Chillest.
Chiliest.
Chillest Midnight is my other Wu-Tang Clan name.
So we're in the Midnight Bros,
Yeah, we're the Midnight Bros.
the two whitest men you will ever meet.
Yep. We come to your house and jerk you off while you sleep.
Hey, it rhymed.
The Midnight Bros.
Phantom Strokers.
That's a real thing.
The Midnight Strokers.
So yeah, but anyway, so like, it's this episode is pretty.
The only thing I didn't like that much about the episode, kind of, is the emotional arc that Jake goes through. Like, it's one of those things where they can't kind of show the passage of time real well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like,
it feels like it happened in like 2 hours.
Yeah, like everything he goes through is like, man, there's no way anybody goes through that in that amount of time. I kind of realized it's happening over the course of a couple of days. So.
Yeah, because they said it was going to take like 4 days to get the next ship there or something.
Yeah,
it does tell you that he does crack up pretty.
Yeah, he goes from looking at like the other medics as heroes to judging them for being so normal in the the state of war like that. Like, it happened so quickly.
I still love the whole thing when was it Bashir was he's making the joke about making the incision on the chicken.
Yeah.
And Jake, it makes him sick to his stomach, so he has to run out of the room. And it cuts to the other medics at their table with, Francis is sitting there with the other two. And the one person is like, first day, and the other one's like, yeah. And Francis is like, pass the salt.
Yeah. That's like that's a very tropey, doctor medic type of thing.
Yeah. But
at some point.
I thought the background characters were great in this. From a technical standpoint, I love that they were wearing bloody OR gear, like smocks. Or
are they?
What do you call it? The and gloves, because they didn't have the sterilization fields.
I'm sorry. That's still my favorite joke in any movie ever.
OR scrubs.
Oh, are they?
Where is that from?
It's from Rushmore.
Okay, yeah. I haven't seen the movie. That's in the commercial.
Yeah, it's in the commercial. It's in the commercial, and every time I see it, I still laugh hysterically. Nice nurse's uniform, guy. These are OR scrubs. Oh, are they? And then Bill Murray's taking a sip of his drink, and he... Now I gotta watch it.
I'm having a lot of trouble getting into that. Not trouble, but just... the guy who makes those movies.
Yeah, Wes Anderson, he's great. I mean, all of his movies are kind of...
I kind of like his movies, but at the same time, like the ones that I've watched with Jenny, I was like, okay, that was actually pretty good.
I love fucking Wes Anderson.
But then it's just like...
tedious.
I don't
go out
of my way to watch them, but then when I do, like the one that he made fun of Jacques Cousteau.
The Life Aquatic. That was my favorort one.
Yeah. Oh my God, I really enjoyed that. And I'm like, well, did I enjoy it because I was a huge Jacques Cousteau fan, or when I was a kid, or what? I just
need to point out that when Bob said he loves Wes Anderson, all of the non-cis white males were like,
Got kicked out of the club.
Look, man, all I'm saying is that I like Wes Anderson. I like Bottle Rocket was his first film, and Bottle Rocket was okay. Rushmore was his second film, and Rushmore was fucking great. What's the third one? The Royal Tenenbaums is fantastic. Nope, nothing. All right, fine. Fuck you guys.
I've seen it. I wasn't that impressed with it. I'm sorry.
There's a great SNL sketch about, it's like a Halloween movie, a Wes Anderson Halloween movie.
Really?
Like The Murderers Next Door or something like that. And starring Owen Wilson.
I keep trying to watch his movies. Like, I'm just hoping that one day I'm going to find one that I kind of like. And I think Life Aquatic has been my favorite one so far.
What about
the hotel one was rough to watch.
I don't think I saw that one.
It's like everything's so kitschy. It's like, why does everything have to be something?
That's his style.
I know. It's not for me then.
Yeah.
I recommend
I'm glad you like it.
You check Wes Anderson on was it the Pawtucket guy, the Seth MacFarlane's
fuck that guy.
So what's the cartoon he does? The Family Guy.
The stupid one that I don't watch.
Yeah, do a YouTube search for the Family Guy.
Midwesterner now. You got to start watching it.
No, fuck that. I'll move.
No. Seth MacFarlane's gay, so it's all right.
I didn't realize he did Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, that was good too.
Really?
Did you see? I heard Life of Dogs was awesome.
I never got around to seeing that one.
And then what's it called was really good. Midnight. What is the one about the two kids?
Moonrise Kingdom.
Moonrise Kingdom was so cute.
I had mixed feelings. I wanted to like. That's the thing I have with all of his movies. I want to like them more than I actually do. Like it looks good, and then I watch it, and I'm like.
And I love the
only one that I've seen all the way through is that hotel, Grand Budapest Hotel or whatever one, which the story is actually pretty good. I like the story, but the way the storytelling style is just not for me.
I want to see the Darjeeling Unlimited because I like all 4 of the actors in that. Like it's Jason Schwartzman, Adrian Brody, Owen Wilson, and what's her face, Natalie Portman. Like
that was like with the Royal Tenenbaums, the biggest draw of that for me. Even though I'm really not a fan of the movie.
Gene Hackman
and Angelica Houston.
Danny Glover's fucking great in that movie. Yeah. Like people sleep on Danny Glover being in that, but that shit's great. Like, does he want to talk jive to me? Like that, Royal's talking shit to him.
But I can't watch anything with Owen Wilson and take it too seriously because that fucking nose.
Not even the one where he's the Navy pilot who goes down in Serbia.
Guys.
And Gene Hackman is in that one too.
Gene Hackman is in that one, yeah.
But I enjoyed the movie, but it just every time I see him, I'm just like,
Dennis is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so there's a Vietnam movie where Gene Hackman is the pilot that gets shot down behind enemy lines. Right.
Is it Flight of the Intruder or something like that?
No,
Flight of the Conchords, I believe it's
called. So when he, the way he sends his coded messages when he's got a radio back unencrypted, is he's naming off holes of golf courses.
Oh, I thought he saw girls that he banged.
Using the golf course pars as, that the guys all played at. And
the coordinates
so
or whatever.
Yeah, so they were able to decode that way. So he's the pilot, and so for me, watching that when I was a kid, and now he's the old admiral, and he's trying to get this guy out from behind enemy lines. So that added something, and then the fact that there was the whole involvement with NATO, and I was at a NATO command for a long time. So anyway,
long story short, Ben.
Long story even longer.
Wrap it up.
The first movie I ever saw Owen Wilson in was that the horror movie he was in when they like some haunted house thing.
Uh-huh.
And so like everybody's getting murdified as they go through the stuff. So I'm watching it and I see his nose and I'm like, oh, that's so lame.
13 Ghosts, right?
This dude has to wear the prosthetic nose because at some point something horrible is going to happen to his nose. But in order to maintain the effect, they've got to have the fake nose on in the whole movie. So then later in the movie when it explodes, it's not going to seem so obvious, except it didn't happen because it wasn't a prosthetic nose. It's his real fucking nose. And then it was just like...
It'd be like Nothing But Trouble, where like he just pulls off his nose.
that is Dan Aykroyd.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, that was and I was very uncomfortable when we watched that movie with kids and that dick nose on the screen all the time.
Nothing But Trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah, and people didn't care about stuff like that.
Kids are at the house watching it, and I'm like, that nose looks uncomfortably like a dick. So
Chevy Chase is in that movie.
That's a fantastic movie.
It is.
I don't care what anybody says.
I'm not Hey, I didn't disagree with you.
Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase.
Digital Underground shows up in that one. Yeah, that's a great film. Tupac is in it and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he was just a dancer.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. My feet are so cold.
I'm sitting in my basement. I'm freezing my ass off down here.
I turned the heat on and put on a t-shirt under my pajamas. That's how cold I was.
I let you, boy.
My house was like 68 degrees when I got home. It was freezing.
Terrible. Just freezing fucking cold.
Yeah. Well, I count on my neighbors. Like last year or last winter, I didn't have to actually turn on my heat most of the time because the neighbors kept their heat on.
Good for them.
And so between the people next door and the people downstairs, it was nice and toasty.
They've done fucked it up. You just bang on the door and be like, turn on your heat, motherfuckers. I'm freezing in here.
It's like, why can't y'all do some heat? Why can't y'all talk dirty to me? Why can't y'all talk to me like a grizzled old Starfleet veteran who needs to be medevaced out, but he's going to die looking at the sky? I don't want to die looking at no dirt in my face. I want to die looking at the stars.
You think making me feel better is gonna bring back your friend? You punk bitch.
I thought that was a great, bookend where we see the guy who's just, the coward who freaked out under fire and shot himself in the foot so he could come off the front line. And then here's this other guy that basically stayed behind. This dude, if he was U.S. military, he'd probably be up for a Medal of Honor or something, because like to evacuate his platoon, and then he stays behind fighting off the Klingons single-handedly to get his guys out of there. So you see one, complete, I don't know, punk, and then the other one is like this grizzled, manly man. And it's pretty impressive.
It is. Dennis left because he was so tired of us. He actually quit the podcast halfway through.
Yeah.
Never had that happen before.
Fuck that
Well,
guy.
see, I'm just very concerned that you have said halfway through. It's like, Jesus.
Hey, 'cause I gotta go too.
Because it's
Right,
like
off.
hours on the Bob France Labor Day Marathon.
All right, so let's talk about the episode then. How did it go for you? How did you feel about it?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're leaving.
No, I'm not leaving. God damn it.
Oh, no, you are.
Bye.
Don't say that about Jenny.
Okay, so this is kind of a tricky one for me because, like, I feel like it was a really good episode. It was, like, it had some problems with, like, the pacing, the time passing and whatever. But it was a good episode. Like, I watched it 2 weeks ago. I only half watched it 2 weeks ago, and I watched it again today, and I remember most of it. Like, usually I forget, like, within hours. That's why I watch it right before we do the episode. But I remember, like, most of it. So, like, I recognize that it was a good episode, but I don't think it's going to go down as, like, one of my favorites, you know? 7.5.
All right. I'm not, you know what? I think I'm going to agree with Jenny on that one. Like, when I first saw the intro to this, it's like, oh, God, who knows what this shit's going to be about? Like, this could go two ways. This could be kind of disastrous or just okay. And it was a really good episode. Like, the horrors of war and, the emotional kind of, like, Jake being all very much, this is boring and blah, 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 to be thrown in the middle of the shit. I thought it was great. So I'm gonna say a 7.
Okay. The thing with the battlefield when Jake, after he's ran for a while and now he stumbles into the battlefield and
that was great.
Dead Klingons and there's like a Federation dude laid out with a bat like stabbed into his fucking chest, just sticking straight up out of him, and it's just like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
And the young medic who's like, oh yeah, Klingons love a ground war. And they kill the wounded so they can have an honorable death and shit like that. It's like, oh my God, these guys fight dirty. But yeah, the pacing was a problem, but I really liked seeing the thing that they always say about the Federation is once you strip away, the happy society where everything is plentiful and nothing's ever wrong, when you take that away, how they react to it. And like the one guy just, this enlightened human from the future is now just, complete coward who ran from war. But then you have the others who do the self-sacrifice like we discussed. But then here's Jake, son of the commander, grew up around Starfleet his entire life. And he just completely, freaks the fuck out. So, and I think, and not like I'm putting like deep layers in this in my head where I'm like, well, he was at the Battle of Wolf 359 when he was a little kid. So, that shit's got to be in a kid's head if you're in a
PTSD.
Yeah, and he was definitely acting like it with the whole, when the medics are joking, oh yeah, Klingon, I just cut your throat. And he's just like, don't fucking joke about this, serious.
Yeah, no, it was good, dude. Like, I think he showed some good range too.
Oh yeah, I think the actor, here's the thing that got me though, is after I watched the episode, and then I always, flip it back to the home screen on Netflix, and it shows like the title cards or whatever. And the title card that they had this time for Deep Space Nine was the cast photo from like first season. And so
Jake's like
little kid, and I'm like, oh my God, he's all grown up, and now he's in the middle of this fucking war, and it's like, holy shit, what would I do if that was my kid? And I got to think that the fucking Cisco's out of his mind, it's like, I don't care how fast the ship goes, go 10% faster. I guess, kid, and then you're going to strangle Bashir because you're like, you took my fucking kid to a war. What the fuck? So yeah, 7.5 for me too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great, I don't know, escalation, and we've got more episodes coming that are this war is going to be a dirty war. And
I think this was like one of the only episodes where I felt like there was a lot of human connection with the battles going on. Like when you see two ships shooting at each other, it's like they're just models. They're just
That's a really good point.
But in this one you see like actual people like getting blown up, and it looks like a war that we would have on Earth or something like. It doesn't look sci-fi. So I think that's where like the connection comes in for me.
Yeah, because there was like blood and it wasn't just like, blaster fire and somebody's got a burn on their chest. Like these doctors are covered in blood and they've got bloody smocks on and stuff. Like it feels very, very realistic. And I mean, since they're doing all these new shows for Star Trek, shit, man, I'm do a space doctor show. That shit would be hot.
Yeah, Space Mash.
I would watch that.
Space Law and Order. Space Mash and Space Law and Order. Those are the two Star Trek. I mean, they're making sitcoms and they're making all this. No, what they need to focus on: Space Mash, Space Law and Order.
I couldn't agree with you more. All right, well, that's the show, everybody. Thank you for listening. I know we kind of went off on many, many different directions, as we tend to do from time to time on this podcast. But that's part of the fun, I guess, if you're into it.
Somebody must be. Everybody's listening to this show.
If you come here wanting Star Trek talk, you're in the wrong fucking place. And I'm really sorry about that. But that's your own fault for still listening. But yeah, man. So thank you very much for listening. We will get back to you guys next week. And adios.
Bye.
I didn't realize it was 11:19. Man, that went fast. All right. Well, good job, everybody. Do you guys want to play Star Trek, not this Saturday, but next Saturday?
I think that should be good.
That's good for me.
Let's pencil it in. I feel like I have something going on next week, but I've got like all my weekends mixed up and shit.
Okay. Well, let me know. Like, give me your schedule, because I know that like this Saturday I cannot, because we have my wife's Christmas party. I might be able to do the 8th and I might be able to do the 15th. So just let me know. And then we're leaving for Virginia Beach on, I think, the 21st. So that'll be cool.
I gotta buy my bench by then.
So the 8th or the 15th?
I'm thinking the 8th should be fine.
Okay.
I don't see anything, but then like I scheduled 2 things for this Saturday and didn't realize it. So it happens.
So popular.
Not really. I was supposed to go to a thing, and then I scheduled a lip sense thing at the last minute, and I'm probably going to have at least one more panic attack about that.
You'll be great, Jenny. You'll be great.
Well, I don't have enough stuff to do it. Like it was such a last minute thing.
I saw Franco today. He came by the office, and
I'm assuming all this will be edited out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and he had to leave work early today.
Who's
yeah,
Franco?
I know that they've got some problems and stuff. And worst case, no, I can't. Like I was going to say, worst case, I could just do it with what I have. But there's the little tester thingies that Kat uses. I need to get some of those from her, because if I had ordered them from Amazon Prime like yesterday, I might have been able to get them in time. But I don't know if I'll still be able to do that. So. Because I didn't expect that I was going to be doing this, so I only have enough for me to use, And so I'm like,
if you need anything delivered, I can, just let me know.
Yeah, that's stuff that I usually order from like overseas, because I can buy like a shit ton of it, and I finally went through like all of my supply of stuff in the past year since the last time I did a show. And she's like, hey, do you want to do this? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can sell some shit. It was the best money-making show that I did last year. So I was like, cool. Yeah. I'm in. And then I was like, what the fuck did I just do that for?